Well, hey there, team. Thanks so much for showing up for your afternoon power hour. My name is Dwyer. I've been a coach for over 14 years, and I'm a Superstar Diamond 2 coach. So I'm glad that you showed up to do some of the most important activities of growing your business. We will be doing follow-ups. We will be doing some invitation. We will also be doing some lead generation and how to have conversations to move people towards their solution, as well as positioning yourself as the person that is going to lead them there. What's most important is that you are ready to go. You've got all the things opened up. So I know for myself, and kind of the way that it's the hardest thing when you're building an online business is that there are breadcrumbs of conversations everywhere. Like, you really have to have a good system. And if you don't, maybe it's something as simple as just create a simple checklist, like Facebook messages, Facebook spam filtered messages, Facebook business page messages, Facebook business page spam. Like, I don't know how many times I've had messages that go in my Facebook business page email that I don't know, because the notifications are just such a mess. Like, you can't rely on a notification to be what tells you when you should have a conversation. So sometimes creating that checklist. And then maybe another one is Instagram DM, Instagram message requests, email, my junk email account. Like, we got all these areas where a message can come in, and we got to find them. It's our job. It's our job to stay on top of communication. And what we can do to try to lessen this randomness of conversations where someone just finds some thread to message you somewhere is to direct people on how to communicate with you. So this is relative to every area in your life, but also this is something that I've talked about with training coaches, is when you're leading coaches, when you're training coaches and your customers or whatever, you teach people how to treat you in a sense. And the same thing is you can train them on how to work with you and treat you as well. And that will relate with, here's a couple things to think about. One, a coach, one of your coaches messages you and says, oh my gosh, how much PVs is a box of bars? And you immediately pick up your phone and you research it and you find out what the PVs are for the box of the bars. And then you send them that message. First of all, is that your job as a coach? Are you Google? No. Are you the one that's supposed to do all that legwork for them? No, your role as a coach is to help them learn to become a better leader, to how to be a good motivator, to how to develop their brand more, how to do social media marketing. Your goal is not to be coach relations kind of for them. Okay, so remember that. But if you react, if you pick up your phone and you tell them the answer right away, then they're going to do it again to you because they know you're going to answer for them. So sometimes just don't answer right away, because then they're going to be left to finding out for themselves. And then before you know it, 3 minutes later, you get a text back and go, don't worry, I got it. Same thing goes with your customers. If you just tell them too many areas, like, hey, if you're interested, you can email me or text me or just shoot me a DM or just slide this little bar over here and I'll shoot it. If you give them too many ways to communicate with you, then you're basically confusing people on how to communicate with you. 2, you come across as desperate. And 3, you're teaching people to message you everywhere. Let's try to be concise and tell people exactly how you want them to communicate with you. All right. So as we get moving, we're going to go through an activity that is going to allow you to have conversations with people that are not with an agenda. And we're going to do a different activity that we normally do with that, but it will be in reliance to your story watchers. So feel free to go to whatever app you're using. I've got hair, do you ever get like hair just hanging and it's just like, where is it? I know it's somewhere. Go to your app, Facebook or Instagram, wherever, where you post stories. And if you aren't posting stories, then you'll have other ideas on this next screen of who you can communicate with. But we're going to just do the first activity just to get going and making sure that, you know what, when you're talking to people, you're not always trying to pitch your stuff. I want you to think about You're talking to people just to engage, play the algorithm game, to build more connections with people that is not only for your benefit. You want to start to expand and support other people who may never work with you. Think of it that way, because if you are specifically, oh, I'm only going to talk to that person because they might buy something from me, it's so clear and obvious. People see right through that. Like, do you ever get those DMs where you're looking at the DM and you're like, I'm going to answer you because I know you're just totally fake, just trying to be my BFF so that I will buy something from you or sign up with you. Don't play that game. Let's just go chat with people. So now here's what I want you to do is this first one. If you've got stories up, go to your story views. So if you're not sure how to do it, if you're on Instagram, just swipe up and you're going to see the story views and who watched them. And I believe the same thing is with your Facebook as well. Do this. Yeah, swipe up and then tap on viewers on Facebook, and you're going to see the viewers. I want you to go and see who has viewed some of your recent stories. Look through the list with a quick second judgment and tap on someone that you know is not a coach or who has a good picture that you think, this is someone I probably want to build more of a relationship with and chat with. Tap on their stuff and comment on one of their most recent posts, like it. And my suggestion for when you comment is don't just say, oh, that's cute, or you did it, or hooray for you. Ask a question, because that will build more of that algorithm. And if you're feeling more bold or you want to, send them a little DM saying, oh my gosh, that was the cutest scarf that you knitted. Have you always been knitting or whatever? Ask a question, something simple. And if you have no stories, if you've never done stories, first of all, you should do stories, get comfortable talking to camera. Here's who else you can go and chat and do the same thing with. So let's work on this activity. Okay, so we're going to stop there. So what I added in the chat were some of the links that I'll be talking about or that make sure that you use, including where the leaders will sometimes put the recording of the presentation that they did for Power Hours in. Not all the times do they. So my advice always is if there's a leader that you see on the schedule and you wonder if they recorded it, just go to their YouTube channel. A lot of times they put it there. I also uploaded a document, which I probably should go and find the leader, the name of the person that did this. I can't remember, but some amazing leader shared this document, and it's not titled anything. It's in the files, or it's in the chat right now, but it's a great, let me bring it on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a great little cheat sheet, if you will, that is a benefit for anybody to really kind of know how to talk about our products and how it will help you. And it's divided up into different categories. So this is a great little cheat sheet. I just posted that in the chat comment. So if you want to go ahead and grab that, that will be good for you to use to really kind of have a good idea on how to, Mindy got that from me sharing it from the top leader. So it's not Mindy. Mindy shared it from me sharing it from this amazing leader. I'll find out the name because I think she should get credit. So I'll tell you the next time. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and get that. That's in the chat. All right, so what we're going to do right here is I just want you to make sure that you understand that you have an idea of what are you inviting people to. Now, every month is going to roll. So first of all, you're here because it is important for you to grow as a coach. It is important for you to help other people grow as a customer, but also as a coach. And it's important for you to start to really create some income if you are in that process or you have been in that process to continue to make it scale. So what's most important for you is every day is going to fly by. Every week is going to fly by. Before you know it, it's Monday. Before you know it, it's the 1st. So what you really, really need to do if you have not done this is treat your business like a business. There has to be dedicated scheduled times where you do work. And so this might mean you need to have conversations with your household. That includes the kids, that includes the spouse, to let them know, I need to really have this time of undisturbed time to be able to focus on being on a power hour. This is my dedicated time. Now, you may be working in broken pockets of time. And that's exactly how I built my business. I worked in sporadic ADD broken pockets of time. That would be listening to podcasts as I'm driving 10 minutes to the gym. So 10 minutes of a podcast is cumulative as you keep driving 10 minutes. So don't always think you have to designate an hour for something. Work is good in pockets. Always look at that lunchtime. No matter which job you have, it's required for you to have lunch. And in all of my careers of every business I was trying to grow at home, every time it was lunchtime for me. So when I worked in the hospital, I was just thinking about this the other day. This is back in the early 90s when the internet was coming out. I would take my lunch break in the doctor's lounge where there was a computer that I could jump on. And that's where I would go and communicate with other fitness instructors. That's where I was building. When I worked in medical sales and applications and traveled, I was in a different state every week. My time was designated to that hospital to be available any second to train the tech at a moment's notice. But I was always able to take lunch. Lunch is always where you can sit and do work and stuff your face at the same time. So if you don't have a schedule of pockets, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 1 hour right here, every day scheduled, that should be the first thing you do. The second thing you need to do to grow your business is you need to frequently build your master list of names. Use a memory jogger. If you have a struggling time, because if this is your mindset, I don't know anyone, I don't go anywhere, I don't see anybody, I have no friends, I have no family, I have no one. If that's your mindset, you got to change that mindset, first of all, because you just put up a big brick wall of blocking yourself from opportunity and seeing no possibility. You have to see possibility. I always think there's not an answer of no or it can't be done. Always a way for something to be done. It just might look a little different than what you think it should look like or that everybody else is doing. It just have to switch gears. So change that block and that mindset, redo those memory joggers to build that contact list. Because if you are not working off a list, if you are dependent on only talking to the people that watch your stories and post on your social media posts as an interest level for a lead, you are doing it wrong. Yes, you are doing that, but you cannot only do that. You have to actually have a big master list. So I used to call it the master list. Here's all the names of everybody in the world I know, and that I know that they know, and that I've associated with some point in my life. They're all going on there. And each week, there's Sunday, I believe, a planning power hour. It's a great one to get on. Each week, you look at your big list and you say, okay, this week I'm going to contact personally 10 people. And you pick the 10 names off that master list and you put them over here on your working list, your weekly working list. That's who you're going to personally invite. You need to have something to invite people to each and every day and every week. So we are moving into the mid-month of January. So this is great timing for you to really focus on what is your priority. Mine is different than yours. Are you trying to build rank? Are you trying to build volume? Are you trying to build commissionable sales? What are you trying to build? And you need to have something to invite people to, because people are not interested if there's no vision. So really focus on having that set up. Let's go into our first follow-up. So for follow-up, and again, there's a lot of slides on here that we're not going to use because in my power hour, we do different things all the time. And so I just have this big Mac Daddy list of everything we do. Ooh, we're going to do this. You'll be doing that in a second. That's a good one. That's a good one. And I got that one from Christina Delgado. I can give you that. I know that. Okay. Nope, not yet. Follow up. Let's do this one. So if you're going to follow up with some of your contacts that you've already sent the information to, so they've already had some conversation with you, they've already watched the video, somebody who you've already communicated with and you're not educating and informing them first, that's who you're going to go to. Those are the best people to talk to if you want to move your business tomorrow, because they've already got a taste. And now you're just trying to move them into the final decisions. So here's some ideas of what you could say, but remember, always keep it personal to you, the person, the objective, their problem, the solution, the goal. Let's hit it. Follow-up time. I just have to jump in and say, you guys are my favorite. Look at all these amazing comments. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's just my personality. I always tell it straight because I want you to have success as fast as possible. Okay, so put a pin in it, continue to do that activity because I'm sure you can still do that activity in more time, but we're going to work on another activity. We're going to move into inviting. So right now we're going to spend a good amount of time inviting from our list, and I'm going to give you a challenge. First of all, let me bring up that coach. I thought I shared it over here. Maybe not. Let me look here. The coach who created it, Alicia Rose. So I'm going to send that over to myself again so I could bring it on board. We are talking. Why are you there? There it is. So Alicia Rose, she's the one that created this document. I want to make sure she got the credit for it because it was a really good document. So we're going to focus on inviting, and I'm going to give you a challenge to it. But what's most important, first of all, Melissa is kicking butt, stuffing her face, and working her business. Thank you guys so much for chatting in there too, because it helps when you ask questions. That helps many coaches on here who are in different stages of their business. Is the document in here or we screenshot it? It's in the chat, Christina. Yeah. So if you go into this chat, I already uploaded the document for you to download. The list she did. Yeah, she's the one that put this together. I think that's what y'all are saying. Okay, so we got that done. Alicia got her credit because she deserves it. All right, so let's work on this. We're going to do this first. We're going to spend a good amount of time on this. Now, remember, your energy is what's most important. I will never, ever want to hang out with someone, do anything with someone if they're like, yeah, we've got a challenge group coming up and it's really fun. We have a real fun time in it. We post recipes and like, seriously, this is your job. Just like if you were standing at a counter and a customer comes in, you're not going to sit there with a sunken nose. Well, maybe. I mean, that's just how people are today. Sometimes they don't care anymore, right? But we're not those people. We want to generate energy. One of my most favorite mentors, worked with him personally, is Brendon Burchard. If you don't know Brendon Burchard, start following him. You are going to immediately be like, wow, pumped up, excited, because he generates his energy for what he's doing. You have to believe in what you're doing. What you're inviting people to, you should be excited about. For me, it's like a no-brainer. I've been a fitness instructor for over 30 years. And to bring someone into like, come on, let's do this together. I can't wait to see your face light up when you start doing something you love. Like, that's the transformation I love to see. I don't care about, I mean, yeah, great, before and afters of your body, great. But the transformation I love to see is when someone comes a part of this Kool-Aid drinking community. It's not a bad thing. It's like if you own a motorcycle and you see another motorcycle person driving by, you pinky wave, like that's what you do. That's what we do. That's what I love, is when they get it. That's who I love to bring in. And I'm passionate about that. So when I'm talking to people and inviting them and they start asking me these discrediting questions or objections and negations and negative nellies, I don't dwell on that. I'm like, no problem. You know, if things change, let me know. I'm here, but I want to wish you good luck, whatever your decision is. That's how I leave that person. I don't try to defend, convince, change their mind. You're not going. So your first step before you send out any invitations right now is to lift your energy up. You need to project. And here's a little trick. Learned it from my mentor, Chalene Johnson. Smile if you're going to send a voice memo. It totally changes how you talk to that person, rather than if I was talking to you like this. It changes. And another little trick is looking in a mirror when you're sending a message. So try to send some DMs. Try to send some voice memos in your text, in your phone. But what I want you to do is go to your list, that master list or the working list, whatever one. I want you to look at that list. And here's your challenge. Who on there intimidates you? Like, I hope I was on someone's list that is intimidating to them, because I am intimidating. Because if I decide to do something, I do it. So I'm a no-brainer. Like, if someone was going to ask me to do something that I fell in love with, I would crush it. The person who asked me to become a coach told me what I would do. Mistake. I didn't sign up with them. I said, no, this is stupid. I'm not doing it. 1 year later passed, And someone else told me I should check it out, but they told me to check it out, watch the presentation. And that was my mentor, Shalene Johnson. And I was like, what? Are you firing me? Because I worked for her. That was the big difference. One person told me I would sell supplements to my classes. The other person said, check out this opportunity. It might be up your alley. That was the biggest difference. And of course, when I saw it was for me, I crushed it. I'm a 10. So if you're looking at a list of people, this is from Darren Hardy. And if you don't follow Darren Hardy, he's another person you should follow. Each person in life kind of has a number associated with them. Someone lower on the scale is someone who is an excuse maker, who doesn't follow through, who always needs to have their hand held, who gives up. That person. You've got a 10 who is a driver, a leader, does it without any help. They always crush everything they do. That's a 10. I want you to look at your list. And you don't need to tell the person, all right, I see you're a 7 on my list, but I'm going to contact you. Like, you're not saying that stuff. But just kind of a roundabout. I want you to go to the 10. Someone on your list that's intimidating to you. Like you would love for them to be on your team, but you're just like, oh, here's some ideas of what you could say to them. Keep it super simple. And don't fall into this trap. The trap is, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to talk to you, but you're so powerful and amazing and beautiful and everything in life that I was so intimidated, but I'm just going to do it. Like, don't. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, I'm done. No, you're false filling of compliments. I don't like that. Just be real with someone. Just say, I'm really excited. I would love to team up with you. You have such a great personality, or you're always so involved in the school and everything you do. Tell them the truth. Go invite. You're going to spend a good time. Do it. Okay, let's do some fun things. We're going to do a lead generating activity. And I'm just going to share with you some things. This is how I do Reels. So who's not doing Reels? And again, the more we're honest about what we are not doing is where we have the level to be able to grow and have success. So if you're not doing Reels, just put it in the comments. We want to be able to see, because if you are currently doing Reels, this will be easier for me to just kind of blow through. But if you're not, I need to know if I have to explain things a little bit more. Okay, so there's some of y'all on here not doing Reels. Honestly, you have to play the game that the social media platforms want you to play. And Instagram wants to crush the TT, okay? The Kesha said it best. TikTok, like that, okay? Instagram wants to crush them. Reels is their thing. They are rewarding you. They're actually paying you to do Reels. I make $100 a month to make Reels. It's stupid money. It's not, I'm not counting it to make money. Brock Johnson, if you're not following Brock 11 Johnson is someone you need to follow. That is Shalene Johnson's son, and he is a freaking wizard when it comes to all things Instagram. He does have a direct umbilical cord connection to Instagram company itself. So he is the wizard to know exactly how to actually grow your business online, especially using Instagram. He did put up a recent post talking about the money that he made by doing these paid Reels or YouTubes and all that kind of stuff. And it's not a lot. So don't make Reels because you're trying to make money for the Reels. It's nonsense. You have to be like a Kardashian to be able to make anything significant. For me, I get capped out. Every month I make $100. But you know what it does do? And this is what I told Brock. Making a reel for the Reels bonus is not my objective. But what it does do is in my brain, it forces me to create content, first of all, to stay as consistent with creating content. And second, it makes me triple think the content that I'm creating is this towards my demographic? Is this towards my target market? Is this going to offer someone value of sorts? Not all the time, for the most part. So it's kind of a checkpoint system for me. So if you haven't started doing Reels yet, I don't know what your resistance is. You gotta, I guess, let me know. But one of the most important things to think about is don't think you always have to lip sync and you don't always have to dance. So here's a great example of a Reels audio that you might want to use. This is what I do, because I don't know if you have this problem as well. As you're watching Reels, you find an audio that you want to do and you save it. And then you've got all these saved audios that you forgot what you want to do with it. For me, I screen record the person's, so many saved audios. I screen record the person that I got the thought for. It may not be exactly what they're doing, but it's the idea of, oh yeah. And then when it's time for me to make a reel for the day, I don't go through my saved audios. I go through my screen records on my phone and I find the one, I'm like, oh, I could just whip this one out right quick. Then you go to the saved audio and you do that. So here's one that you might want to do. I'll play it for you so you can kind of see how easy it is. She's not talking. She's not lip syncing. She's just got a cute little smile and a beanie on her head. Okay, so let's make sure I've got all the things. Oh, I'm over here. Forget where we are at. Here's the audio, right? So what you always do is up here, you see this little flag. They changed it. Tap that to save the audio. Do you see this little up arrow? This up arrow means it's a trending audio. This already has been producing a lot of people using it. It's best if you can catch the trending audio when this number's lower, okay? Don't worry about it. If you're not doing Reels, just freaking do something that will just be done. Don't worry about all this other stuff. But if you're like, yes, I'm a pro at this, I want to try to get better at it, this is what you need to do. Okay, so I save it, I screen record it. Here's her audio.
3, 2, 1.
Simple, right? That was pretty simple. Let me switch the screen back over to our page now. Be simple about it. She just did 3, 2, 1, simple enough. And I hope it played for you because, again, for some reason, my audio doesn't play when I'm playing on Zoom for y'all. So what can you do? What can maybe that audio be? And again, Flourish Fitness Community _ That was it. Oh, that's funny. Hi, Melissa. The name of the audio, the girl, you can get it off of her page, or I'll do it today. I'll do this today, and you can get it off my page. My name again is Christine Dwyer. So I will make it a priority. I'll do it right after we're done, and I'll post it. So within the hour or so after we're done. So you can find it on mine, or you can find it on hers, Flourish Fitness Community _ Simple. Pick 3 things, any 3 things. And it doesn't need to be what she said. Look at these topics here. This is a great one to do. Reverse the post. This is another idea. What could you put up that is talking generally about our products? Remember, you're never saying, this is Fuji. This is water. This is my healthiest shake of the day. Stop saying that phrase. Carl says it, you don't say it. Remember, pretty much whatever Carl says, you don't. He's the owner of the company. He's branding himself Beachbody or Body Blue. You are not. You are, this is a phone. It's not an iPhone. It's a phone. This is a mug. This is, I don't even know what, but this is my microphone. It's not a Yeti. It's a microphone. So start putting things as general. My protein powder, my energy drink, my collagen, basics. Don't use the names. Those are most important things. But here's a generating post you can put up. You got 2 options today. Here's one. The reel that I just showed you. Pick 3 things that will be a myth buster or help someone with a problem they have, whatever it is, okay? It doesn't need to be nutrition. It doesn't need to be, it could be cleaning out your closet, how to clean out your closet, but 3 things. Or put up a post that talks about these things simply. Say, do you use collagen? I've been using collagen and I notice my nails grow, they stay longer, they don't break as much, which is the truth. That's the result of using Beachbody's collagen. Ask them, do they just use collagen? Because you know what? All those people that then talk on it, you then go back and you personally message them and find out what they use. Do they like it? Have they noticed results? You don't need to say, and then you could buy from me. Just ask them more questions. It's creating that engagement that Instagram and Facebook wants you to talk to about, but you're also finding out who uses the products that we also sell. Okay? All right, so here's our final thing. We are going to just do a little bit of digging like a dog. And if you don't know me, I've got 3 labs. So I'm a pro with dog stuff. I just got to find the one. As you see, I've got tons of stuff. Oh, since I do have a bunch of new people on here, let me just tell you, by the way, we are no longer doing live presentations of the coach opportunity. I put the links in the chat of the 11-minute video that I think is amazing that Beachbody produced of what is coaching opportunity. Use that. There's a link in there. Or if you want a longer presentation that goes more into the details of what does a coach actually do their first month, their second month, I put that link in the chat as well. It's a presentation I just recently ran, but we're no longer going to be running live presentations. We have a recording up on our main page here, platinumpresenters.com. You can use it. Doesn't matter which team you're on. What else was there? Oh, the bio. For anybody who might be new, because I'm so glad to see that we had a lot more people on board on our power hours as we hear in the new year. Remember, your bio in your Instagram, Facebook, or wherever do not have any of the words Beachbody, body, or any of that stuff there, okay? Remember, this is a no-no. Because when someone who doesn't know you goes to your page to see if they want to know you and they see something relative to a salesy thing, they are leaving. They don't even want to look at your page. So make sure your page is about you. The formula is this. I help X with Y so they can Z. So who do you help with what so they can thrive on what? That's your formula of what your bio should say. Just as a quick thing there. And our final thing we're going to do is the digging. Let's find the dog, find the dog, find the dog. There he is. Okay. You're going to go through. Remember, I said you got all these trails of breadcrumbs everywhere. Let's go. I would say start with your share carts. If you have share carts, go to your DMs 100%. How many times have you gone to your DM and then like 5 weeks later, a DM just pops up as new that you never saw before, that they filter out for some reason? I don't know. They do that. But let's dig. Let's start going through, following up with people. Just check back in. You can invite them to something, but let's put that communication back out there again. I can't remember who said it earlier in the chat. Remember, people are not hiding from you. So if you sent someone something and they did not respond, how do you respond back to them? Don't think of it as they're doing this. Think of it as their life is freaking busy. And it's not their job to stay in touch with you. So just assume that person is busy. Like my dog just had surgery. We're kind of busy taking care of her. We're in the midst of volleyball club season. We're busy here. We're building New Year's resolutions and coaching. Busy time. Okay? It's your job. And the rule of thumb always is this. Never say, I know you're busy. Stop it. Just like Will Smith said, remove those words out your mouth. Never say to someone, I know you're busy. Don't say it. Always blame yourself. Say, oh my gosh, I was so busy this weekend. I didn't get a chance to check emails. I just wanted to follow up with you to see if I missed an email from you. I want to make sure we get you started. Get in my group because it's starting this week. Here's your most important things. Blame yourself. Keep it simple. Have a deadline. And bonus, incentivize. The deadline needs to be earlier than your real deadline. An incentive is, oh, and if you do it by Friday, I'm going to give you this free checklist to grocery shopping, whatever it is. Okay, let's start doing that. Hey, I want you to take a screenshot of this and keep working on that because we do have to end, but I want to go through some of the questions that you guys have put in the chat. So just take a screenshot and keep working on that because we do need to end just in case they need to use that. So Jessica says her brain jogger is like a memory jogger. She says, what do you think once you run out of your warm invites, should you go ahead and do cold invites? First of all, you're not doing one or the other, just like the same as you're not only focusing on building locally until you've exhausted that, then you turn to social media. No, you're doing it all the time. Now, when I joined in this business, I was on MySpace. So there was no social media. Okay. So there was no social media. My foundation of my team. So if you don't know, again, I've been coach for over 14 years. I'm the first superstar diamond in the company. I'm the first superstar diamond 2 in the company. If I look at those business centers, who are those people that are still with me today? Who are those people that built a huge team themselves? Were they people that I randomly met as cold invites? No, the majority of my team is people I already knew in real life in some capacity. So don't ignore constantly going to your list of people that you know in some way or another, an association through a friend. Again, it's not always just immediately who you know. It could be through someone's association, but that's what you should be doing. So reels, someone asked, where did it go? I saw it somewhere. How many reels do I put up? You do, Priscilla, how many reels do you put up a week? Don't worry about what I do. Don't worry about what Danielle Natoni does. Don't worry about what Angie Bellamar does. Remember, we're all in different stages of our business, as well as our demographic and our target market is completely different, as well as our following is completely different, as well as the engagement on our following is completely different. So you can never copy what another coach does. What's most important is you set a goal and you do what you will do. Number one. So set that goal to be a little bit more challenged. I would like to put up a post per day. It doesn't always happen because if I'm just not looking like I should, or if I've got no real good content to put, I'm not going to force and put just something out there. Someone else also said, my reels views is way low. That's just what happens. It goes like this. Remember, it's all flux of how many people are putting out content. And also the other thing about the trending audio, someone said in here, is that they put up a reel where it is getting a lot of views, I think it said, and it wasn't trending audio. That's the point. If your content is something your audience wants to consume, it doesn't really matter what the audio is on it, okay? So always think about that. Dr. Alma says, what would I call power greens? I just said call them greens and then explain kind of what it does. Would I say superfoods? Not necessarily. I might say, I kind of use the terms of, here's something also. I work with a company called Brand Builders, and they are mentoring me in my business and my marketing. I've been using them for years. And one of the things that they talk about is your title of what you're saying most commonly is what someone wants. It's not necessarily what they need. So let that sink in for a second, because the 4-hour work week is a title of the most top-selling book out there, but it's not really 4 hours of work, right? Because the title is what people say, oh, I want that. I want that. So your shake, it may not be a superfood shake because they may not know that they want superfoods. Maybe they're just looking for a meal replacement. You know, so use the shake, whatever term it means to you. And you can say superfood shake if you want. But you don't want to say Shakeology, of course. Where's the link? Did someone post the links after for Jillian? Yeah, thanks so much, Barbie. Uh-oh, she said she missed the most important thing I said, which I have no idea what it is. Thanks so much. I can't share the link to these slides because, again, these slides have a ton of slides that we don't use. So I will share the recording in that link that's in. I will put it there again. Did the real insight for the time frame your viewers most watch get taken down? Did the real insights for the time frame your viewers most watch? I don't know what that means, Riley. Say that again somehow or another. I'm not exactly sure. Here is where I will upload this recording. Thanks, guys, for being here overtime as well, which we did. I always go over and I apologize. Hopefully Jamie's not trying to jump on. All right, we will see you in a couple weeks. You guys crushed it. Thanks so much. to see what time your viewers watched most. That might be an insights. I would have to go back and look to see if insights changed on that. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.